Hey world. Like I said before I get started here, please read the disclaimer in the description. On the videos, you can't sue or take any legal actions. Watching my videos waive any rights. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started. So for this section, or the next 2 or 3, it's just to that point right now that I'm so fed up with situations the way that they are, and I've pretty much expanded a bit on this on my confession series. Pretty much too much mouth. But to elaborate, I'll continue here. There's a small plane flying above head, and seems to be a lot of background noise today for some reason out at the park here. So, but like I said, for this topic, I want to say that there's pretty much of how to kill without really knives or guns or any evidence. And some of you might be going, what? You're making a video on how to kill someone? Not so much on personally advocating, I'm just more so revealing and exposing another, I guess, softer, quieter way. Some may undermine this, but whatever, fuck it. So, but pretty much it's going through that, some might think I'm being a bit facetious when I go through and talk about this, but so for those of you that care to humor me to the end, so pretty much all women have this skill, this weapon, this choice of attack, and if you don't know what it is already, it's pretty much talking too fucking damn much. That's pretty what it amounts to. And I say it's a weapon, yes, because it's a serious killer. It's a mental, psychological killer, and it pretty much just eats away and it shaves away at someone's life, their sanity. And there's women who practice this, but doesn't really know the limit of the devastation of what they're doing. Now, of course, more so it's men, on the other hand, that's on the receiving end of this. And we, for the most part, pretty much go apeshit over this, alright? I mean, we go crazy from the trauma and the stress. Just like at one point they said that post-traumatic stress disorder, wasn't a real thing of coming back from the war, etc. and whatnot. And I would say that, like I said, talking too damn much to the degree that it pretty much drives any kind of common sense, logical, or rational sense of a person. It just goes haywire. It just stops whatever clock that was, like I said, pretty much logical and everything else. And it's, from how I feel, it's almost to the standpoint of bullying someone where they can't really take it anymore, and it's to the point where, worst case, they might end up going through taking their own life or hurting someone else, or pretty much passing that on down to their offsprings in the future. And of course, that's always a interesting topic for psychologists of it. there might be some validity towards it, but they always go, oh, if somebody's fucked up in the head, there's always some kind of child stress, or they were abused as kids, or other trauma that they experienced growing up. Now, for those of you who say that the victim pretty much either has too thin skin, or they were mentally weak, or emotionally unstable, or they had some kind of image problems or mental issues, you know, there's always that factor. It's possible. But at the same time, you know, what you bitches are doing is you're always victimizing the person that's already been a victim. And what you're doing is placing more blame on them, you know, that they probably did something to deserve this. And they pretty much brought the calamity upon themselves for the naysayers that's pretty skeptical to the topic in this session. And, you know, for those of you that want to believe that or ignore it and pretty much, you know, say that, well, they can just get away from it, you know, and escape. And really, I like to believe that if those people really had that option, I would give them the benefit of the doubt that they would have already either tried or have exhausted those options. Whew. So for those of you, you know, that really believe that these people pretty much brought it upon themselves, or they're too thin-skinned, or they have image problems, or they're too weak, you know, you can pretty much just shut the fuck up, okay? Because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because that just shows how elitist that you want to be in terms of undermining someone else's problem. And at the same time, you think that, oh, well, there's help out there for those, or this is not a big deal, this is not a big issue. And, you know, you really can't empathize with the person to know what the hell that they're going through. And you don't really vicariously understand the pain that they're enduring. And what you're doing is you are demeaning and undermining their own situation, their circumstances, the real feelings and emotional suffering that they're going through. Pretty much downplaying the severity of things. And as I said, you know, there's talking to them much. It's, you know, it really isn't just really talking. It's more so on the extreme end of the bitching, the nagging, the fussing, the drilling of the same shit over and over, just the bitch, nagging, fussing. And really, you do that to pretty much get into someone's head. And for those that really think that the notion of how silly it could be to actually be able to kill someone with just mouth and driving someone literally going crazy, you know, insane, you know, without the body, excuse me, to kill somebody with a body part that's used to intake food. You know, it's how the naysayers are in such disbelief. And then to them I say, you know, like I said, you can kiss my ass, you're a bunch of retards, you know, because to really drive someone to the brink of insanity, and whether to cross that bridge or not, and, you know, it's the silent killer. It's a no evidence killer. It's pretty much killing someone with no gunshot, no knife wounds, you know, no physical evidence. And the aim is to either to drive the person to inflict upon themselves from the manifestations of it all. And so, you know, my wisdom to the ladies, the women, the females out there, you know, if you honestly don't know the extent and the power and damage of your never-ending vocal weapons, you know, really, I suggest you learn how to self-limit that for your sake and the sake of your significant others. You know, especially your male significant others. And like I said, so I'm at the end of my 10 minutes here, but I'm pretty much coming towards the end of that, so it was going to be another short video to finish up this session. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.